I'm live. What's up now? How y'all doing? Happy Saturday. Let me go here and go here. Bow. Getting it cracking. Over there. Happy Saturday. I meant to come yesterday, but things happen. And I was trying to come earlier, but I was so involved in somebody else's business, But I'm here now. So happy Saturday. We're going to get right into it. I didn't have to write much down with this movie. Really, there's only one character in the whole movie, but two. The movie's called Nowhere from 2023. It's rated R. The director is an Albert Pinto. This movie is foreign. It's from the director, and all the actors and whatnot are from Spain. So it's a Spanish flick. Barcelona, to be exact. And yeah, it was directed by Albert Pinto. You can find it on Netflix. IMDb gave it 6.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes only gave it 57%. 67% of that was from the audience. And there's only two people in it, Mia and Nico. Mia is played by a woman named Ana Castillo, and Nico is played by a man named Tamar Novus. That's all I had to write down. That's it. Hey, JB, how are you? Did you watch this movie, JB? Oh, man, it was a good one. I didn't expect it. When it comes to movies that have the voiceovers, I don't really care for that. Like, it drives me crazy. It reminds me of those karate flicks from back in the 80s. I hated that shit. I know a lot of people love those karate films, but I did not. I don't like voiceovers at all. But this is a good one. The voiceovers weren't that bad because if you've seen Castaway with Tom Hanks, a lot of that movie was there was no words. So it wasn't really that big of a deal because so much of this time she was in this huge container and there wasn't really any words anyway. So it was really not that big of a deal, the voiceovers. But let me tell you what this movie's about now. Man, JB and everybody else. So this movie is about a couple, married couple, Nico and Mia, and they're trying to flee. I think it was Spain. There was a regime taking over, and there's a lot of murders going on, and taking over. And so they were fleeing their country to seek refuge in Ireland. And in order to do that, they paid a coyote. I guess that's what they're called. To help them flee. And so the way that these people were fleeing was on one of those big containers, like on the thumbnail, that you see on the back of these big ships. So the coyotes were just cramming them in there and putting them on ships and, sailing over to Ireland. So the beginning of the movie, we don't really know much about these two people. We just see them go weaving in and out of these, if you go on a dock before they actually put the containers on the ship, they're just kind of stacked up and there's paths through them. You've seen this in movies before, if not in real life. So they show them running. It's dark, there's yelling. There's a bunch of running through all these. They're weaving in and out through all the paths in between these huge containers. So finally they get to this man, and they've already given this man everything they have. Like they have nothing left to give. And the man stops them. And he's like, all right, well, because right past him is the actual container for them to get into. He's like, no, you got to give me everything. Oh, we need more money. You didn't pay enough money. And they're like, we don't have any money. We gave you everything. But she winds up giving up her wedding ring, and they're able to go into the container location. So here, where they're closer to the containers, there's several of them, and there's a lot of people getting crammed into these containers. Hey, Marina, how you doing? So the container that she was in originally wasn't too bad. It was her and her husband, and she's pregnant, by the way, hella pregnant. And there was maybe, I'd say the first container she was in, maybe 30 people. It wasn't too bad. It was really, dark, and it was quiet in there for a while, and you're kind of seeing the other people in the container, but you don't really get to meet them or know them at all after this scene. But, you see little people in there. This one chick had a backpack. She was kind of aggressive, and she had a knife. And so we seen her put that knife in the backpack. That comes into play later, And then all of a sudden the doors fly open to the container, and they're shoving like dozens more people in here. There's all kinds of people just rushing in. And as they're stuffing them in, the lead soldier, I don't know, federale, I don't know what the hell you want to call him, dude. He's like, okay, there's too many in there. Pull them out, pull them out. And when they're pulling them out to separate them, her husband gets caught up in that crowd and they're separated. So now she's separated from her husband. She's in a crate. He's in another crate. She's trying to call him. They're able to talk to each other a bit here and there. No service. Sometimes her battery fell out, or sometimes her battery died. She found a new phone. She switched SIM cards. So she's constantly trying to reach out to him. Sometimes they speak, sometimes they don't. So now they got all these people that separated them into these different containers. So sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes they're moving. They don't really know what's going on because they're locked inside this metal coffin. All right. So boom. They're in the one container that she's in, they're in a false bottom, a false back. So all the way in the back of the container, the truck, it was a truck, I'm sorry. All the way in the back of the truck bed, I guess it's hard to explain. It's a container. There was a false bottom, all right, a back. And the dude came in, they opened it up, and they saw that there was a bunch of wooden crates inside this empty-ass container. So like, okay, so you must not be trafficking people, but are you? So they go to the back of this thing, find the false back. They tell them to come out. If you don't come out, we're going to blow your fucking brains out. The people don't, they're fighting it. The one girl, Mia, she's like, don't open the door, don't open the door. And she climbed up to the top of these wooden crates. And then they open the door. They're like, here we are. And they wind up just Swiss cheese in the whole container. But because Mia was way at the top, on top of those wooden crates inside the container, she survived. That no one saw her. And so now she's in this container all by herself that's been riddled with holes all along the side. There's movement. She can see out the hole a little bit. It's dark. She can't really, there's something going on. There's movement. She's still trying to call her husband. So while she's in this container, there's crates in there. And she's busting them open. One, had, it was a crate filled with green hoodies. So she was able to put on a nice hoodie, not a nice hoodie, but a hoodie to keep herself warm. And use the rest of them as bedding, really, up there at the top of the crate. The rest of the crate she was opening, most of them were Tupperware. She just kept finding all this Tupperware. She's like, fucking Tupperware. And then like some toys and just like nothing. Just some rando shit. So they're all of a sudden there's this, scraping and there's shaking. And she's like, what the hell? And boom, the crate falls to its side. And it had fallen off the ship. Her crate and another crate. 2 crates fell off the ship. Boom. And that's the trailer that I showed you on the short that I put yesterday. That was when she was looking out her peek holes, seeing the other crate, which was filled with dozens and dozens of people. Hers, it was just her. She was the only one on her crate. So that crate that she's looking at through those peek holes is going down really fast. And that shit is it was so graphic to me. So, and I know it's just a movie, but like if you get invested like I do in these stories, it's like I was really in that crate with her. And to watch the other crate go down so quickly and you hear people screaming, help, help, and kids and shit. There's all kinds of people in that crate. Oh, my God. And then to think that once it, sinks to the bottom, how long is it going to take before it actually fills with water? How long are those people going to live in that crate before they actually die? Oh, my God. Right? Sorry, I'm not quite over I'm right at the end of it, my illness. It's all coming out of me. I'm almost done. Okay, so now she's floating on the water. But because of those holes that they shot in, water's coming in. But the holes were kind of mid-round, mid-section of the container. There were a few that were low, but the ones that were really low, she got some tape and things, and she was plugging the holes with them. She marked off with this yellow mask. She found this yellow masking tape, and she marked off how the water was rising and how long it took the water to rise. Like it took it 1 day to rise here, 2 days to rise here. So she was marking that shit. She was pretty smart. The lady was all about survival. You heard? At first, she just wanted to die. She thought her baby was dead. It hadn't moved inside of her in days. Initially, she was just going to kill herself. But then as she was sitting there crying, about to off herself, the baby moved. And so that baby gave her the strength for the rest of this movie. And she was innovative as hell. She was able to use all the things in that crate to, keep her to survive, while the water's building up. She found a hose and she was able to poke it through one of those holes and use it like a funnel to funnel some water out a little bit at a time. Hey, Will, how are you? The Tupperware. Okay, wait. There's a drill that she found in a backpack, but it wasn't a regular drill. It was kind of like a cone-shaped situation. So she was starting to draw. She taped off a square on the roof of the container. Hey, Angie. And she, was drilling holes all along it so that she could pop that panel out and get outside of this container. Inside this container is like an oven in the daytime, and at night it was like a freezer. She was a total of 34 days, I think, she was in this thing. So she's trying to figure out what she's going to do with what she's got in here. She had a little, lunch packed for her trip anyway. And then some other people, their backpacks, she was able to get their waterlogged sandwiches and shit and survive off that. The storms are coming. The fucking thing is weaving back and forth. She's trying to hold on to shit, Then, all of a sudden, here comes the labor, the labor pains. And I'll tell you what, I have to say, I've never seen a scene. She gave birth in this thing. She jumped down in the water, took off all her clothes, and gave birth in this, in the water at the bottom of the container. But I swear they filmed an actual childbirth. Man, it was super, super realistic, and I really think that they did. I didn't really look into it, but the scene was so convincing that I think they actually filmed a woman giving birth in water. I really do. So she gave birth to the baby. It was a girl, and the baby won't take to her titty. So now she's got this crying ass baby in this super hot in the daytime, super cold in the nighttime, water filling up. Don't know what the fuck, no food. Now this baby's fucking screaming all day. The baby won't take to her titty neither. So the baby won't eat now. Now this thing's going to die. We're all going to die. Take the titty. Take the titty. Baby wouldn't take the titty. She's starving. The days are going by. She's getting less and less food. And she's, not producing any milk for this baby. She's trying and she won't. And meanwhile, she's drilling these holes through the roof, like I told you, to try to make a square to pop a panel out. And she's ran out of water. She can't drink the salt water. She's ran out of water. But so it started to rain. And she was able to utilize that damn Tupperware. There was a couple of crates of this, just little Tupperware containers all around. She was able to utilize it to collect rainwater so she could have something to drink. And then finally her milk came, and finally the baby starts drinking, and giving her the much needed strength she needed to continue to fight for the survival, right? Meanwhile, she's talking to Nico sometimes, sometimes not. I'm going to ruin this movie for you, so deal with it. Nico dies. He got shot in another container somewhere, whatever, but they had one last phone call. He dies elsewhere. Goodbye, Nico. So her and this baby are in this container, and then every now and then she'll hear like a knocking, like it was something banging against the container. It's a whale. A whale just kept coming and busting up in her shit. It kind of had the feeling of Castaway in that aspect. This whale that was trying to help her, because they did that in Castaway, and it came and helped her later too. Towards the end of the movie, the whale helped her again. It showed up later. So finally, she gets this panel popped out after days and days of drilling, and she cut her hand, she cut her leg, and she just cut herself. And of course, there's hurdles. It wasn't easy. The drill stopped working, so she only had the one section actually cut out because the fucking drill stopped working. She finally found like a hose to kind of weave in there and just use her whole body weight to pull that panel down so it bent inward like a goddamn tuna fish can. Finally, she's on top. She was so happy to be on top of that container with her baby. It was like the scene in Lion King where the baby is presented to the pride. The baby, you know what I'm saying? She was happy as shit to get on top of that thing. So now she can get fish. She can eat, right? Whatever's in the ocean, she can get it. What's up, Big O? How you doing? So now she's catching fish. She used some other things inside the container to make a net. She was able to. It took her a while to make that net, man. She at first she was trying to just catch the fish. The first time she caught a fish and she ate it raw, and she was happy as hell. But then she managed to make a net, and she was able to catch a lot of fish. And because she was able to catch a lot of fish, what was she able to do with that lot of fish as she was catching it? Use the Tupperware. use the Tupperware. So she took water from the ocean and the fish, and she had all this fresh fish just laying around inside containers, fresh fish. The woman was determined to survive for this fucking baby. You hear me? Determined. This baby, she was going to make it for this baby. So finally, after days and days of struggling and just giving up, and she's, one thing after another, this fucking, they're running out of food. The crate, the container is, reached its limit. She put a tape mark of where the limit of, she thought that the crate would hold before it would sink. And it had been past that yellow tape. Like, it was past the yellow tape. This fucking thing's going down any day now. So she's on top mostly now. She can go down a little bit and sit on the top of the one crate, but not for long. Like, the water's right there. So at any day now, this whole thing's going down. So she's up top now. It's going down. And so she's decided, this is it. I have to get my baby off this fucking thing because we're going down. So she made a little raft for this baby out of what? Hoodies and Tupperware. Hoodies and Tupperware. She had the baby, it was real Castaway style. He did what he had to do with that door frame that came from the porta potty. She had to do what she had to do with this Tupperware. She made a little floating device for her baby. So, before she went to jump off this fucking thing, she decided she wanted to go back into the container because she forgot. She had this, it was a book that her and her husband carried with them of memories of their marriage. I forgot to mention, most important part, geez. She had a 5-year-old daughter that the regime took over and killed her daughter. So this book she was carrying around was pictures of, her daughter. And she was jumping off this thing to survive, but she had to go back inside to get that book. You hear me? It was a Tupperware inside. So she jumped back in. Her foot got caught and some cables underneath the water. So now here she is stuck back in this crate as it's fucking sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Her ankle stuck in these cables. The baby's up top floating around on Tupperware in a storm. There was a storm too, by the way. It's real dramatic. She had a little fanny pack that she carried around her stuff. In a little fanny pack, she had that army knife that she found in that one chick's backpack. So she's going in on the cable that's stuck around her foot. It's real dramatic. Come on now. It has to be. Real dramatic. She's cutting. The baby's up there floating around, screaming and crying. Is the baby going to make it? Is she going to get out in time? Yes, she does. Bam! She pops to the top. Boom, she's up there with her baby. She jumps in the ocean with the baby. Now the container has completely sunk. And now she's just floating around with her baby. The baby's floating. It's real Titanic style. Where she was floating on the door. And she had my man just hanging over the edge. That's what's going on here. The baby's floating around in Tupperware. And Dukes is just hanging over the edge. Holding on for dear life to the one Tupperware. Talking about, we gonna make it, baby girl. We gonna make it. She was still, we gonna make it. We gonna make it, baby girl. The whale came, blew some water on her, woke her up. Finally, a ship comes along, and she is rescued. Her and baby are rescued safely. This movie was so good, so many twists and turns. It was great to see this woman's determination to survive no matter what for her baby. It was very empowering for the ladies. You men, you probably, you might not like it. You might, I don't know, maybe. Ladies, please go watch it. It's good. It was real good. I'm telling you, that scene with her giving birth, man, I think that was an actual birth being filmed. It was too convincing. And the baby, even when she first gave birth, throughout the whole movie, the baby, I swear that baby was fresh out, man. It did look like one of those babies that's 4 or 5 months old and they're trying to pass it off as brand new. That baby looked pretty brand new. It's a Spanish flick, I like foreign films sometimes because the way they approach certain things is just, I don't know. Maybe it's because you've seen all this American crap and how we approach things and you like to see a fresh eye. Like, what's that one movie called? The Shape of Water. Have you ever seen this movie? It's called The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro is Hispanic. I want to say Mexican. Don't quote me. Jesus Christ. But, the movie Shape of Water is about a woman who falls in love with some sort of a aqua reptilian king from that lives in the bottom of the ocean. And if that story would have been maybe not so good if it would have been Americanized. Does that make sense? I could be saying it wrong. That's how I felt about this movie. It's just a woman in a crate, essentially, sinking to the bottom of the ship. But they did a really good job with it. Y'all need to go watch it. I suggest you do. It was a good one for me. That's all I have to say. Anybody want to talk about it, they can. The link is always there. If not, I'll probably just go away. Hey, Miss Parker, how you doing? Did you see this movie, Miss Parker? If you haven't, go see this movie. It's on the Netflix. It's really good. I was salty about the ratings that it got. Rotten Tomatoes can kiss my balls. I was like, what? This movie was so good. I need to put my glasses on because I can't see nothing you're saying. Oh, yeah. Miss Parker, this is a good one on the Netflix. It's about the survival of a pregnant woman who gives birth to her baby in a big container that she's stuck in the middle of the ocean, and it's sinking fast. It's a great movie. It did have the vibe feel of Castaway, but in a container instead of on an island. It really did. It was like Castaway. Exactly. It was exactly like Castaway, but instead of being on an island, she's in a container, and also there's a baby. Check it out, JB. It's good. Well, I'm going to try to hit this joint without choking out. I'm right at the end of it, man. I'm almost done, JB. I'm almost done being sick right at the end. I appreciate y'all for showing up. I've been sick, so I've been just watching the craziest stuff, and not always movies. Y'all know I love movies, but like the past 3 days, I think on YouTube I've been binge watching old talk shows. Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake, Geraldo. Phil Donahue was that dude. I don't care what none of y'all say. Phil Donahue was that dude. That hair was fabulous. Phil was great. I like his tie. His hair would flap. When he would get, all animated, his little hair would flap across his forehead. And that tie, I swear it was like he was always in a running position. That tie was always like over his shoulder. He had shit to say. That's what's up, JB. That's what's up. How do you do that, JB? How does one go about doing that? You just what? Do you reported him, or you yell at him and hope that he doesn't come back? How does one do that? I don't really have an opinion on that. I don't know that dude. Yeah, this is a good movie. What was another? I'm not going to talk too many about any of the other movies I have seen. I want to do them individually. Ooh, I know what I'm going to talk about next. It was good. Not only was it good for me, but it made me do a bunch of research. I sucked at history class. I won't lie. Listen, my childhood wasn't like school was important, to be honest. My childhood was more of a survival. I did okay in school. It wasn't really a big deal. I dropped out when I got pregnant. I was 11th grade, went back and got my GED later, but it wasn't really a priority. It was like, okay, you had to go to school because that's what the law said. But I was trying to survive, what I'm saying, in the situations that I was living in. So, yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop. That train of thought that I was just going down, I'm stopping it there. I changed my mind. I'm halting. I'm halting that. Well, I know y'all hear me rubbing my hands together with my my neuropathy in my hands. You know, I have it in my hands and my feet. But in my hands, it's hard to explain. But if I rub my hands together, kind of like if you were to see me right now, it looks like I'm running I'm coming up with a sinister plot. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of rubbing but it makes my hands feel better. It really does. So I do this a lot throughout the day. It's kind of strange. I'm hashing a sinister plot against all of you. There's an article. What article? Master plan. That's right. All right, I don't have anything else to talk about. You know, I get too shook if I sit up here by myself too long, and I ran out of things to talk about, because then I'm going to start getting in trouble. That's the whole reason why I wanted to come here. I had this idea with my channel was to talk about movies, because if I don't, I'll get into trouble. Because I'm going to start talking about y'all. I know you don't want me to talk about y'all. You want me to talk about you? You don't want me to talk about you. You know, you talk about things that are happening in the world. I don't care. I don't. Just so whack, bro. People on TikTok are nuts. People, I don't go on other social media apps, so I don't know what they got going on. People are nuts, man. All right, well, I guess that's the end of that. I hope that you guys go watch this. I hope I convinced you to watch it. It's a great movie about a woman determined to survive for her baby, you know, no matter what. This metal coffin of death that's got her floating around on the ocean, and it's got water coming in it. She ain't got no food. She cuts herself a lot. Ain't finna stop a goddamn thing. Dead husband? So what? Surviving. It really is a good movie. I don't really get into movies like this too much. Not because it was a foreign movie, just the concept. I don't know. But the trailer looked interesting. It's really good. Y'all need to watch it. All right, I'm going to get on out of here. I'm about to go be nosy in somebody else's business. Get all up in somebody's business. Ooh, JB, I really want to talk to you right now about what you're talking about, but I guess I could talk about it a little bit. I see a couple of you guys here that go over there to his channel and probably are maybe wondering why I haven't been over there. JB, you brought him up, so it's at least on your mind. I don't know about anybody else. But yeah, my email's scrolling at the bottom, babe. It's Shabo in this bitch. Oh, sorry, it's spelled all incorrectly. It's Shabo, and then here, I'll put it in the goddamn chat. This motherfucker can't see the goddamn banner. The banner's there. I see the motherfucking banner because I put the motherfucking banner there. I know he can see the shit. Motherfucker blind in a bit. Like, I see it. I know he sees it. There you go, right there. You can hit the link, JB, if you want to hit the link. It's pinned. I'll drop it again. Boom. Get out of the way. I'm coming. I'm trying to plug my headphones in right quick. Out of the way. Okay. Boom.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
What's
saying,
going on?
I was saying about last week, there was a troll account that came in there, and they told everybody to Google his brother's name and type in Pittsburgh. So when we looked it up, it showed his brother that he brags about all the time. Some basketball star that's like 26 years old, that he was having a basketball camp in Buffalo, New York. And he wound up getting with one of those teens. We don't know if it was a boy or a girl or what it was, but whoever it was, the guy got arrested, his brother. So when we asked Factual about it, he went running. Like, he's been missing in action ever since, because I guess he don't want to answer, the questions about it or whatever the case may be. That's why I said he's off of YouTube, because he's embarrassed.
Yeah, I don't. Sounds embarrassing. I don't really know him. I just from that day.
Yeah, I know.
That's fucked up.
I know that. But I was just saying in my head, like, the karma come right back to him.
Yeah.
For what he did that day, which wasn't right. And then shortly after that happened.
Yeah, that's what happens, that shit is definitely true, energy. You get what you give. Not always, but a lot of times. But I mean, that changes nothing for me. You understand?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
I noticed you wasn't around, so that's why I was like wondering.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't because of him that I wasn't around. And it doesn't matter to me whether he's there or not. I'm not going back.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I told you I found what he said to be hilarious. I thought it was great that I got somebody out to hook up that way. A stranger, I got him out of this hookup that way just by saying one word. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was hilarious. It was great. I've never seen anything like it in my life, JV. I never seen. Listen, I pissed a lot of people off. All right, I've never pissed anyone off like that by just saying you're boring. You know what I mean? I didn't call him a bitch or a. I just said.
There's an old video of him going around from last year when he was calling everybody the N-word. I don't know who dug it up or how they found it, but it was he went off like how he did with you, but he went off on this black lady. And he's like, "You're an N-word, you're an N-word." He just kept saying it like 100 times. So
then this is his MO. So yeah,
that's what he does. That's why everybody's kind of used to it. Go ahead.
So now that you have ran him off, that just means he'll be back after he thinks the smoke is cleared, right?
Either that or he'll come back as another name and act like it's not him and just type in the chat, which he probably does already. But he's not coming under his regular name.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he'll be back. Only because he's going to keep getting asked about that, and he has to answer that.
Sure.
So I don't think he's going to want to answer to that.
Yeah,
but the guy got away free. He did a plea deal, and then from there, he's getting sentenced, and he has to register on a Megan's Law. Like, the guy is guilty, so he can't even say like.
And this is his brother.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I were him, what is there to answer? My brother did that shit. He's fucked up. Boom. End of story. Like, I have family members who are fucked up.
Well, I think the reason why he's embarrassed is because he's always said he's against people like that, and he would never stand for that, and all that. Because there's been other people in the sector who got jackets like that.
Yes.
And he was like always on their case and saying stuff about them. So now it finds out that your own family members like that. So how you want to even go against other people? So it's like hypocritical, right? Kind of. But I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, people had other reasons to kick him off, and they never did. So they gave him a platform to speak. So,
right.
But I think they're more entertained when he flips off the handle. Because
absolutely entertaining, JB. It's. I mean, I have to just say what the fuck how I feel. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. So, You know, like I'm not angry with that white man at all. I don't know him. It was hilarious. Uh, if I was in public and that happened to be in person, it would have been a different story. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have gotten much out of his mouth. But because it's on the internet and this is totally, you know, anonymous really. I don't know this. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
You expect ignorance out of ignorant people. It just you said yourself, this is what he does. You expect it. It was definitely a number of things that have made me not go back. I'm cool on that channel. Period. It was things that happened during and after. After I, you know, smoke cleared and I let it roll around in my brain. And yeah, I don't like the overall actions of that man and his channell. I've been supporting his channel for quite some time, not financially because I am impoverished. Hit the Cash App. It's floating at the bottom.
Yeah, I got you.
Hit the like, you know.
I got you.
I just think that as someone who's supposed to be somewhat cordial, wouldn't allow that to happen for as long as it did. I understand the initial few minutes because the shit was hilarious. But for it to continue, you don't really value me as a subscriber, obviously, because you just let people on the panel talk to your subscribers that way for 45 minutes and you don't stop them. And you know I couldn't hit the link because I put it in the chat repeatedly. So then after the words, you tell me that you didn't see me put in the chat repeatedly that I couldn't hit the link. But you read other comments around that comment, so I call bullshit on that. You absolutely saw at least one of my comments. I absolutely saw at least one of them. I don't. Why would I go there? Why would I go there? And so then your answer to all this is, it's just the internet. And you're right. I agree. That is one thing we agree on. It is the internet. I don't know you. I don't have to go over there. I'll be okay. I'll be just fine. I'm not the type of person that's going to go live and bash you. I'm not going to stalk you. I'm not going to come in under a troll account. I'm not going to show up to your building. I'll just stay over here. It's not a big deal, bro. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's crazy when people show up at people building and show up to their house and shit like that. That's crazy.
Doing the most, right? Doing the most.
Yeah, I would never. That's where it crosses the line for me.
Yeah. There's a lot of, you know, there are channels that I go to that, you know, people feel differently. People are different. That man to attack a female that way, the way he did. I don't see it that way. I'm not one of those people. I think if you talk shit, people gonna talk shit back. But if you know that there's a person, like right now, I wouldn't just bash him. I don't have a reason to bash him, but I really wouldn't because he's not here to defend himself. So I feel like if you're running a channel, like right now, JB, if you were to start taking off on somebody that's not here, I might give you a couple minutes to do that, but we're not going to go on and on and on and fucking on. We're just not. Like, why would we go? And then to allow that to happen to somebody who's, you know, been a subscriber of yours for a while, I don't know. The whole thing didn't sit well with me. And then afterwards, the things he said made it worse, honestly. After I, you know, took it all in. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
I got real sick. My grandbaby got me sick, man. And so I had a lot of time to sit here and cough and be upset with everything, life. Sick.
I got you.
And I rolled that shit around my brain and it don't sit well. I don't feel good about it. And if I don't feel good, listen to me. My gut has got me out of a lot of shit. I always listen to my gut and my gut don't feel right. So I got to go.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you're cool in my book. We've been cool for a long time, so
yeah, I like you.
Good.
How you been doing? How's you been doing now that you're back on YouTube?
Oh, I've been watching from the bushes mainly. I'll type here and there, but it's kind of like it's crazy because you could be in one person's chat and then another person to get mad. Like, I seen you in their chat, and it's like
childish as fuck, right? Childish.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'll
it's
tell you
like
what I've been
crazy.
noticing that I've been having to do lately because I'm a social butterfly. I'm all over this app, right? But lately I've been
Mhm.
having to hold back my little peace fingers from chats initially because I don't know who
Mhm.
you're dragging. I don't know who you're dragging. And if you're dragging somebody that I'm cool with and they see my little fingers in your chat, it's going to be probably, could be probably. Come on, man.
Yep.
Really?
That's
Come on.
exactly how it's become.
Come on.
So
You can't
I don't
expect
even
me to
type
be
to the
mad. You
phone.
can't expect me to be mad at somebody because you're mad at them, you know?
Definitely. That's how
Yeah.
I feel as well.
But I don't
But you
chime
know,
in on, like, if somebody was dragging you, let's say I go over to Angie's shit and she's dragging you. I'm
yeah.
going to speak to Angie and shit, and I might even laugh at a couple of her jokes, I ain't going to lie. But I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
going to
cool.
chime in. I ain't going to chime in because I ain't got a problem with you. You know, that's just how
Definitely.
I roll. That's just how I roll.
Yeah, I mean
That's
that's
just
the
how I
way to
roll.
roll. Be neutral, and that's that.
JB,
And
you got
that's
to
how I
watch
try to
this
be.
movie. Do you got the
Yeah, I'm
Netflix?
expect that.
Oh,
Yes.
you got it. It's good. I tell you what, you're a man, so it might be, I don't know, because it's, you know, it's about this woman's survival, but it's a really good movie. It really is. It really is. It's good. It's so dramatic. Like it might have been so good for me because I'm claustrophobic as fuck. So the whole, seriously, I have an issue with elevators. So to me, an elevator is just a coffin that moves up and down. It's a goddamn metal coffin that's on a goddamn pulley system. So to be in that metal crate just alone, oh hell no, locked in it. Oh my god. Oh my god, no way
Yeah, that's a
out.
bit crazy.
Oh Lord, man, I think that's why this movie was so good for me. It was just
How did you stumble
very.
across it?
I just saw it was on my Netflix. It's new releases on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always looking for new stuff, so definitely
Did you
I'll
watch The
check
Woman
it out.
King?
Nope. I've
Did
been
you want
slacking
to?
on my movies.
Yeah. The Woman King is another one I watched recently. I'm going to talk about that in a later time. But yeah. Like I think my next video might be The Woman King. It was real controversial and whatnot. And because I watched the movie, I had to go read I read a bunch of articles and several documentaries about the actual people, the Dahomey people, and yeah. I did a whole deep dive.
Oh wow. I'm supposed to go see Saw tonight. Saw, I think it's
What are
number
they on?
10
Like
now, 11.
12? Oh my god! I gave up after
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
I
that's
did. I
on,
gave up
and The
after 3.
Exorcist is out too.
Yeah, I saw
The
that.
new Exorcist. Oh, you did?
I saw no, not the movie, the trailer. I saw the trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like scary movies, so that's my thing.
Is that your genre? Okay.
Yeah, that's my
Angie,
genre.
yes, Angie, it's a goddamn coffin. Angie, it's a coffin that slides up and down on a pulley system. If those doors don't open, what's up? Coffin. Dude, my worst fear is being buried alive. Like any type of movie, like Kill Bill, the scene where she was
Yeah.
in the and oh my god, that scene fucked with me for months. For months. I love Tarantino. He's my favorite. Loved Kill Bill. That scene where Uma was fighting up out of that coffin. Oh, I was very
Why?
traumatized.
Have you been trapped before?
You know, I don't know what the deal is there with that, JB. I've never really done a deep dive into it, but yeah, I'm extreme. Like, I can't get in a car if I don't have control of a door. Like, if you got me in a
Oh,
two
wow.
door, I have to be in the front. I'm sorry, I can't. I could never ever get on an airplane. Are you fucking kidding me? It's a coffin with wings. It's a coffin with
Wow.
wings. Good, good. I'll get on a ship though, because I can swim. So I'll get on a ship. I ain't got no problem getting on a ship. Because I can jump
Wow.
off the edge of that bitch, JB. It might be
I'll
a
probably be
control
scared to
thing
get on
now
a
that I'm
ship.
talking about it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying I never been on a ship. I probably would be scared of a ship. I don't know how to swim,
Yeah.
so I'll be dead.
Maybe it's a control thing. Maybe I need to be in control. Maybe it's that. I don't know, man. I have to have access to an entrance, an exit. I have to have, there has to be, I gotta get out. Like
Yeah, that's what it
no.
is. As long as you got control to get out, you probably will feel better.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
That's cool.
You love to
Whatever
fly,
happened to?
Angie? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what happened to FSK? You still friends with FSK?
You know, I see her sometimes on CB4's channel, but CB4 doesn't go live very much.
Yeah.
I used to see her on this other channel, but I don't go to that channel anymore either.
Oh, okay.
But CB4 was live yesterday, but I was only in and out briefly. So I haven't
never
seen her in a
see
while.
her. Yeah, I never see her lives anymore. CB4, like I don't get the notifications.
She hasn't. She went
I
live
thought she
yesterday,
stopped.
but I haven't gotten any
Okay.
notifications either. I haven't gotten any. I just happened to stumble across it.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta check her out, see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't really
When
know
I
what she
took
was
off of
talking.
YouTube. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was saying I haven't seen her online probably at least 3 or 4 months, so she probably thinks that I don't rock with her no more, but I still rock with her. I just haven't seen anything going on.
You know, she hardly ever goes live, but I see her in other places all day.
Oh, okay.
Like there's like 4 or 5 other channels that I'll see her on. But yeah, yesterday she did a live and it was titled 2 weeks, but I'm not really sure what she meant by that. Because like I said, I came in late and I didn't go watch the replay. I'll keep it real. But something to do with 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on in 2 weeks. Something. I don't know what. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm out of the loop.
Cool. Me too. It seems like if you miss a day or two, like you're out of the loop because so much can happen depending upon what sector you're in.
Absolutely. Dude, you take a nap. You know, what do you mean a day or two? You take a nap and shit done got real. Seriously, a nap. Yeah, I've been doing that a lot with this app. You know, I wanted to, the whole reason why I even use this app is to meet people and kick it, chill, you know, socialize. I don't have to stay. I don't have to watch your channel. You know, there's so many options. There's so many channels. I'm not gonna. If I don't wanna, I'm not gonna. You feel me, JB?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't wanna, I'm not gonna.
It's over 1 million different channels on here. It's like impossible to run out of things to watch.
Listen, I keep trying to talk to y'all about this particular channel that I go to, Max Boogie. I fucks with Max. Max is great. Are you familiar? Do you know Max, JB?
Nah,
Do you know
Max?
Max? Oh, she's great. Max is great. Max is from New York.
Okay.
Anyway,
What
there's
she
this young man
specialize in?
who's I can't answer that. She had to answer that for herself. I can't. No, you ain't gonna speak for Max. Promise you, you're not. You can't. Anyway, there's this young man that I follow that I'm subscribed to on this app, and dude, night after night, I'm the only one in this chat. You know, it's just me. I ain't got no problem giving that little young man half an hour of my day. You know, why not? Build him up.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I enjoy that. That's you know, I enjoy being, you know, helping this little young person building up his channel more than I do a bigger channel listening to people drag each other for 3 hours. And there's 600 people in the chat. I just do.
Yeah. I get tired of that, dragging each other for 3 hours, the same topic every day.
The same drags, y'all saying the same shit, back and forth, same people, same boring storylines, same boring arguments, same bitch with her ass twerking on every channel. It's like it's a shock every time you see it, even though everybody's seen it repeatedly, and everybody's got to go live about it. I guess it's really boring. It really is. It's getting boring. It's getting really, really boring. Mm-hmm. That's why you got to go watch movies like this. I found myself disappearing in movies more than I have been in people's lives. And I told you I've been watching old talk shows. Listen, I've been getting my kids together. They don't know shit about Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, Phil Donahue. I've been getting them together around here. They don't know.
Oh yeah, those were good.
Hell yeah. Phil was my shit, man. Phil Donahue, man. I had forgot how much I love Phil Donahue. Yeah. It was the hair. It was the hair.
Yeah, it was cool. I like Montel.
That was your jam? Montel was good. Yeah.
Montel Williams was cool. And even Jenny Jones. I liked that. when they would do like a makeover and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was telling my kids about Jenny Jones and how her show ended, and they were just like, "What? Did you know? Do you know the story of Jenny Jones?"
When that guy killed somebody, right?
Yeah, that shit was crazy, man. That shit was
I remember
crazy.
that.
When talk shows go wrong, right? Wow.
Oh yeah.
That was when
Yeah,
it was
I
good,
forgot
though.
about that.
That's when the talk shows were good, like Geraldo and shit. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch Geraldo.
Hell
And
yeah.
Richard Bay. You remember Richard
Yes, you're like the only person who remembers Richard Bay.
Bay?
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I've been talking about him, and Belfie's like, who? I'm like, oh, come on. I'm so happy
He was
you
like
remember.
Springer
You said it.
before Springer.
I'm so happy that you said it before I said it.
Yeah, I remember him.
That's what's
He was
up.
Springer before Springer. He was like, he had a wild show at some time.
They should get it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I've been doing
I
lately,
like
man.
watching
Watching and I even saw this one episode of The Price is Right. It was like one from the 70s or something. And I was like, why is this? I'm like, why is this so special? Like, why is this one episode just in my recommended thing? Just, like, that's weird. So I go watch it, and there was this woman on there. She's a really big woman, and she hovered over Bob Barker. But every time she won something, she would chase him around the stage, and he would run from her. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I used to like that show too. Price is Right.
Yeah.
I felt like I could win every time.
I would walk away from that, and what's the other one? Wheel of Fortune, man. I wouldn't make no money. I would make no money at Jeopardy. I would owe them money.
Yeah, that's hard.
Right?
That is hard. I think Family Feud I would have did good on.
Hell yeah. We already got a team. We already got our family team together. If the calling ever hits us, we're already ready. We are already ready.
Good. Yeah, there was a couple shows that I liked. They don't got good TV shows like they used to, like King of Queens, Everybody Love Raymond. Those were my like sitcoms and stuff.
Yeah.
And even like
Absolutely.
Family Matters. Remember Family Matters and all that? It used to come on Friday nights, TGIF.
Yeah.
Perfect Strangers. Remember that show?
Absolutely. Seinfeld is my favorite show of all time. I've seen every episode repeatedly. You could put the shit on mute and I could just talk. You know what I'm saying? And no dialogue. Oh, absolutely. That's my shit. And then after that would be like, if I stayed in that time frame, but like if I go back to the 70s, you know what I mean? Like All in the Family was my shit. But Archie Bunker was, come on, man. Come on, man. Cut the games. Archie Bunker was the shit. But then like around like Seinfeld, and then there was like Roseanne, and then Raymond. But I really liked Frasier. Frasier was my shit, man. I see that they're making some sort of revision. I saw a trailer yesterday, but it's on. I think Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime, I think, and I don't have that.
Oh, I got it.
But
I didn't even know they got
like
movies on there.
Yeah, I really like. No, it's a show. They're revising the Frasier show.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Prime.
Yeah, I don't have it, so I won't be partaking. I have too much already, and I don't even use half of it.
That's how I feel. I got all these stupid.
Ooh, I'm so happy his punk ass is in my chat right now. Whoa!
Who's that?
2INC. Let me tell you something, sir. Sir, ma'am, if you are a sir, because, well, I don't know. I don't know you. Sir, ma'am. I told you before, I love how you troll me. You crack me up in many chat rooms all over this here app. Sir, you went too far the other day in Pretty Eyes' chat. You went too far. Don't go that far with me again, sir, or we will have a fucking problem. It's not like I can do shit but cut you out. But I'm saying. You know what you said, sir. You know what you said. Too far. That's too far. Yeah, Roseanne was my shit too, man. You know, people don't really give her
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of
I love
credit, I don't
Roseanne.
think. If you look back on those shows, she was dealing with really serious, controversial topics. Like every
Yeah, she was.
episode was a new. Like, yeah, that shit was great. I loved Roseanne. The
I
remake, not so
love
much.
Roseanne. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like Darlene and Becky
Darlene was with
when I
the
was growing
Darlene
up.
and Jackie. Darlene and Jackie. Those are my jams. Yeah, I hated Becky. I wanted to punch her every fucking episode. Little needy bitch. Little
She was a
entitled
prick,
bitch.
but it was funny.
I hated that bitch. Right? Every episode, I hated that little bitch. And I'm like, damn, she's just a child. She's just a child. Like, what are you doing? I hated her.
And DJ, he got weirder as he got older.
It's funny that I can see his comment on my StreamYard. Right there, where it says, fuck you want to do a little girl / man. But I can't see it on my YouTube or on my television. I have like 3 devices right now. I'm looking at my shit in 3 feet. But yeah, I can only see it on my StreamYard. That's funny. He's a dickhead who likes to troll me, but he trolls really good. It's not like aggressive or offensive or malicious. It's just really
Yeah.
funny. But the other day, I don't know, maybe he was tipsy or something. He was feeling himself. Something. He went just a little too far, sir, with the slavery talk. All right, I don't do that to me. All right, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. That's a bit much.
Too far. And don't be pulling pistols out of my chat either. Ooh, I can't wait to see you elsewhere. Well, he's got a lot of wrenches though. I got to be careful. He'll snipe me out. He's got a lot of wrenches.
Oh.
God damn it. Still fuck
Real
you
person?
if you time me out. Yeah, I think he's a real person. I think he hits links too, but I just never heard him. I think.
Mm.
Humph.
Interesting.
I'll see his punk ass around. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of no emojis in no chat. Right?
Exactly. What other show I liked?
Did you ever like Will and Grace? I know that's a gay show, but did you ever like that?
I never really watched it, to be honest. Not because it was
Yeah.
gay, but I just think I never really watched it because I don't even know what the topics was about.
Well, it was gay shit. But what made it uncomfortable for a lot of straight men is the most funny person on the show was the most flamboyant gay man, like his sassy and arms flailing, and he never dressed like a woman or anything, but all that extra flailing. But he was the funniest character on the show, and so that probably made it uncomfortable for a lot of straight men. But it was a really funny show. Yeah, really funny show.
I like 2.5 Men. That was cool. With Charlie Sheen.
Oh hell yeah! When they replaced it with Ashton, it sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever they try to replace somebody, like even on Fresh Prince, when Vivian got replaced, it wasn't the same.
Oh yeah, I agree. When they replaced
that with yeah, I think they replaced Becky at one time.
Yeah, they did, and then brought the real bitch back, and then replaced it. There was even on the newer ones, the remake, they were on in episodes together.
Oh shit! I didn't see that.
Yeah, on the remake, called The Connors or whatever. The original Becky was a barmaid. She worked at a bar, and the replacement Becky, who was not the replacement Becky, but she was still the actress, wanted the OG Becky to be a surrogate mother for her because she wanted to have a baby. It got real trash, the remake. It got real bad. I didn't like. I'm glad they shit canned it.
Some things you can't touch. Like sometimes they try to redo things that don't need to be redone.
Yeah, I agree. Leave it alone.
Like the movie Friday should have never been redone. Next Friday, Friday after next, none of that. Friday was a classic.
Hold up, 2NYNC. What you mean by that? What do you mean gave him a chance? While you answer me, you were saying there, Jay. Oh, wait. Okay. The Dark Viv was the truth. The Dark Viv was the truth. The first OG Viv. I didn't like the replacement Vivian, Aunt Viv. I agree. We agree on that.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers always want to talk shit about me because I was cool with Rob Rack, man. God damn.
That dude is funny.
Well, you
He
know,
always drunk.
he's the homie, you know, and me and him
Yeah,
don't
he's
always
cool.
get along. We don't always get along. Sometimes we beef and shit. Sometimes we don't. Whatever. But you know, he's in jail
He
right
told
now,
this
and
one- He did? He is?
oh yeah, he's been in jail for some months. You didn't see? Oh my God, JB, you really have been gone. So yeah, he got involved with this one broad from the beef sector, and there was a whole fucking thing. His channel finally blew up because he started messing with her. And then he was arrested on a live stream, and then he got out, and then the day he got out, he got arrested again on a live stream. But the second time, they locked him up. I think he's been gone. He's been gone for like 5-6 months. It's been.
Wow.
But he's getting out. He's getting out this month. He actually called. There's a woman he's been conversing with on the app. She's been calling the jail and looking out for him, sending him food boxes and shit. She patched a phone call into a live stream like 2-3 weeks ago, and I was able to talk to him through CB4. He patched it through CB4's live stream, and I was able to talk to him then. And yeah, he's coming back on the same shit times 10. He said.
Yeah, he was crazy.
So, you know,
he came
I
on
don't-
one panel talking crazy one time.
Yeah, I don't know
He
if
told
we're
one
still
girl
cool. I don't
she
even
didn't
know if
give
I'm
him-
still cool with them or not. You know, I don't know. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he told one girl that if she ain't make him some baked chicken, he's gonna take it from her. And I don't mean
Yeah,
that, you know, down below.
Yeah, he be wilding. Here's
I
the
was
thing,
like,
man.
what?
With Rob and with me personally, with Rob, because it wasn't, there was no chance of like sex between us because that's not our thing. He
Yeah.
treated me a little bit differently than other females.
Mhm.
I'm not the only one. I'm only talking about me. I'm not talking about I'm the only one. I'm just talking about my personal
I got
experience with this man. So, and I talked to him offline quite a bit, and yeah, he didn't talk to me that way. I don't approve of any 100% of what anybody says in life, period, on this app or in person. But I'm not his mother either, so it's not my job to correct him. That's a grown ass fucking man who lives in California. So, like, I don't when he says things that I don't agree with, I just don't say shit. I just dummy up. As far as him attacking people, you know, me and him have gotten into a couple of beefs before on the app and on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you need to settle down. You know, but I can't. He's not my son.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you know, where we stand right now as far as friends, because I hadn't really talked to him much because of that beef sector broad he was messing with. Kind of made it impossible. We had fell out on something that wasn't related to her. It was unrelated. But because we had fallen out, it made it impossible for me to talk to him because of her. Now she's kind of won't the barrier between us making up. But I know that it appeared to people that I was mad at him because of her. But it really had nothing to do with her. It was a completely unrelated situation. But because he was with her for those few months and his channel blew up and he got introduced to the beef sector and he's got all these new eyes on him and all these new people in his chat, I just backed off. I just walked away. And then when he got out of jail, he got arrested. I was like, what? I heard he got arrested. And then he got out. So I went over there to check on him the day he got out, and he got rearrested that day. So, you know, I don't know where I stand with Rob right now. I don't know.
Oh,
He's still my homie, man. Free Rob Rack, goddammit. Free Rob Rack.
I want some baked chicken, he said.
He be saying some wild shit, man.
Funny.
But he only says that shit to people who let him get it off. Like, if you let him get that shit out, he is kind of like, with Rob, especially if you're new to his space, he kind of does this initiation thing to see how tough your skin is. Like, he'll throw all this crazy shit, no matter if you're a man or a woman. Like, he'll throw all this shit at you, and if you can hold your own, he'll, like, love you forever. Like, seriously, like, he'll fuck with you forever if you can withstand some shit. That's just how his mind is. That's how his mind is set up.
Like an
If you're
initiation
scared-
ritual.
Yes, exactly. And if you can handle it, then he's down with you like forever.
That's cool. Yeah, I must have missed a lot. It's 5-6 months he's been going. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 INCs, silly. Yeah, he shows up with paperwork every time, you know? There was, okay, this last woman that I was talking about in the V sector that got him, you know, that he got all caught up with and arrested twice. Before her, you know, there were several women that Rob was with, and, you know, the last woman before this one, you know, she had him together. You know, he didn't cuss at her. He didn't, well, that's not true. He didn't talk to her the way he talked to this last bitch. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't disrespectful and shit. And if he did, she would lash out at him. Like, who are you talking to? And then the bitch before her, I'm sorry, I don't mean to call her bitch. The woman before her had him sober. He was sober for like 2-3 weeks. He sounded all the way different. You know, so like he adapts. It's like this woman and him were toxic individually. So together they made super toxic. Yeah, it was cringy to watch.
Wow.
Cringy to watch.
I can only imagine. Sheesh.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Well, I just wanted to pop up and chop it up a little bit.
Thank you for helping me stay up here. Thank you for helping me stay here a whole hour. You're the man.
No
I
problem.
hope you go
baby
watch
girl.
this movie. You better go watch this movie.
I am.
And then you should go
gonna
watch
watch
Woman
it.
King. And then you should go watch Woman King because I'm going to talk about that next.
I don't know about Woman King, but I'll
a great
watch
movie.
that one first.
All right, thank
baby
you.
girl.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, y'all. You know, I done said all I have to say about this movie and then some more shit that didn't have anything to do with this movie. I hope that you go watch it. It's a really good watch. Again, you can find it on Netflix. Until next time, peace.